Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? This is Amanda. I hope that you're well. I'm smiling because it's a very wet, rainy, grey, cloudy day here in the UK, and I've got this big light in front of me, and I'm about to bring in 11 big lights during this video because we're going to be talking about the top 11 colour energies, ascended master energies, archangel energies that we were all dipping into over the last 12 months. So that puts a smile on my face, and hopefully you as well. I think it's going to be a really fascinating video. Also for what it shows us in terms of what we haven't wanted to maybe pick up and work with as well. Before we get going, a big thank you to the team of 3 that I have who help make these sprays, produce these sprays, pack and post these sprays. That's Tracy, Michelle and Lynn. There are also other people that come in and out from time to time as well. But in terms of Spray HQ, they are the main 3, and I thank them for all of their hard work over the last 12 months. But yeah, it's been a busy year, and it's also been a year with considerable difficulties in terms of running a business, as it has been for everybody. Things that I never would have even thought of pre-pandemic, pre this whole situation that we've all been going through. One, as an example, has been we ran into a shortage of these things that are pretty important when you're trying to make a spray bottle, the atomizer. And, we were having to ship them in privately from the other side of the world. We also obviously try and get them much closer to home. We found more local suppliers now. But, the reason there was a shortage of that was because they were all going into hand sanitizers. So, you never would have envisaged that that would be an issue when you make things such as sprays. We enter 2022 with the most robust product we've ever had, really. I won't bore you with the details, but the health and safety restrictions, rightfully, that now exist for you to be able to market and sell a product such as this is considerable. And we have gone through every test, every loophole to make them as safe and as effective as they possibly can be. To maximise their shelf life as well. They've gone through so many tests, and I'm very proud of the work and the energy and the investment that's gone into getting them to be world class, because I really think they are. Thank you, before I get to the top 11, for all of those of you that have supported us this year. Even if you've never bought a single spray and you never intend to buy a single spray, you'll still benefit from this reading, because it's where we've all been at as a collective. I've always said that colour sprays such as these are energy tools, and it's an energy system. And so when people pick from an energy system, they're picking different parts of the energy of the collective. So it reveals a great deal about what we've all been going through, which is why I like to do these top 10 stroke 11 videos each year. I thought it would also be interesting just to give a shout out to, I've printed this off from my website. I've got 3 pages of countries here in terms of where people are buying them from. And the top, those of you my top countries, as it were. I think I wrote them down somewhere. But basically, it's USA, UK, Australia, Canada, Ireland, Netherlands, Germany, New Zealand, Sweden, Norway, France. But I also wanted to give a shout out to some of the other countries that maybe don't get a look in some of the time energetically as well. So we've got Mongolia, Kuwait, Egypt, Vietnam, Barbados, Lebanon, Ukraine, Argentina, Slovenia, Croatia, Latvia, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, Cyprus, Taiwan, Puerto Rico, Israel, India. I could just go on and on. It's just such a blessing. So this really is a reflection of where we've been as a world. Shall we get into it? Okay, so we're going to do, as I say, the top 10, but I'm going to do 11 because I couldn't resist. And actually, there's not a great deal of difference between the numbers for number 10 and number 11. A few observations, though, before I do the rundown. And this is, I can see what you can't see, because I'm going to keep it up my sleeve. I can see the full 11 that we've got here. And what I observe looking at them is, number one, aside from Archangel Metatron, we've only got one other Archangel that has made it into the top 11. I'll keep you guessing as to who you think that is, and you're probably right. But we do actually have we have 7 other Archangels that we do have sprays for. And there's one in particular who every year comes pretty much bottom of the pile of all the sprays that we make. And it also is the only colour that is not represented in the top 11. And I'm going to just give a shout out here to who it is, and it's Archangel Jophiel. And I think the fact that Jophiel is bottom of the pile, along with the air elemental, which was also bottom of the pile, I think 2 years ago when I was looking at the sprays and how they were all selling, says an awful lot. Let's just take one by one. Firstly, Jophiel. Jophiel is all about finding the joy and the beauty in every single moment. He helps us to feel happy. Okay, that's what it is. It's about joy. It's about happiness. It's about beauty. And indeed, the yellow ray is very much linked into that. So to see a complete absence of yellow, even though it might make up part of one of the other colours, but it's not there in its singularity, says a lot to me that, last year, there was a lot of sort of misery and sadness around. But we're missing a trick, because in terms of colour energies, to be using the yellows and golds, that is the one ray that can really help lift us. So I think going into this year of 2022, we need to remember that, okay? I actually know one of you, I won't say who you are, but I know one of you at the moment you're either planting a sunflower field, or you're doing something linked into the maintenance of a sunflower field. And I just think that's so beautiful. And actually, before I came on to do this video for this morning, I'm just realising another friend of mine just texted, and I think you'll be watching this video, and again, you're very known for the sunflower as a symbol around you. So again, let's bring the sunshine back into 2022. Let this not be another year where it is in the bottom drawer. We forget how to be happy. We forget how to have fun. And I know there are reasons as to why we haven't maybe been feeling that over the last 12 months. But the thing with Jophiel, let me just spray it, is that he says that within every moment, within every day, there is always the opportunity for joy. Okay, you've just got to find it, and it's about having eyes to seek it out. So that's Jophiel. And the other one that was bottom for, again, 2nd or 3rd year running was good old air elemental. There's nothing wrong with this spray. It's a beautiful smelling spray, is the first thing to say. It's just indicative of where we've been. We've been going through a pandemic, which has been affecting, for example, the lungs. Let's not get into all of that again. But I think if you actually think about pandemic and everything that's been going on, linked into the breath, not being able to breathe, equally not being able to fly, not being able to feel free, the one spray that would have really helped us to remember what it feels like to be free would have been this one, but we haven't been picking it up. So again, let's just give a little squirt of air. Let's breathe in the air of 2022. Okay. And let's soar. Let's soar. Okay. I also wanted to say that another observation looking at the top 11 sprays I'm about to talk about is there isn't a single chakra spray in there. Not a single chakra. And I find that fascinating, also maybe slightly concerning. I was chatting it over with Tracy, and I think she's right. She said to me, I think a lot of the times, and we include ourselves in this, me and Tracy as well, we're not saying it about just you. I think generally, when you look at the chakras, a lot of the time it's to do with, well, I don't know where to start. Okay, I don't necessarily know maybe which one is out of balance unless actually it's flaring up and it's very obvious. You know, I've got a sore throat, so of course it's my throat chakra, or my stomach's hurting, so yes, it's my solar plexus. But remember, the chakras, of course, are multidimensional in terms of the different layers of them. It's not just about how they're operating at a physical level and whether they're feeling good or not. There is also all of the other connotations, the spiritual connotations. So, for example, solar plexus is linked into your confidence, your power, your ego, etc. Okay, your authenticity. The throat chakra obviously is also about whether you're communicating well, whether you're able to speak up and be heard, also whether you're listening. So I think sometimes maybe it's a reflection. Metatron's saying it's a reflection of the fact that we've all felt very overwhelmed over the last 12 months. And I feel as though it's been a 12 months which has very much been about firefighting, as I call it. You know, it's just like getting through another day, getting through another week, getting through another month, keeping businesses afloat, keeping homes going, you know, or let's bring, I mean, into the yellow ray would also come education. Okay, so education comes in on the yellow ray, and that's been all over the place in many parts of the world. Schools sometimes being open, sometimes being not. Different things happening within the educational system. But so again, you know, that yellow ray would have really helped there. But yeah, we've all been juggling lots of different things. And I think 2022 needs to be a year where we put our self-care and our health much more centre stage. So I do plan on doing some work on the chakras to help you with that, and we will do that. Those of you that have been getting my newsletter, we have been taking you through the chakras, and I can't remember where we're up to. I think we might be up to the Alta Major by now, not sure. But again, videos to maybe back that up would be a good support. As I've just said, the newsletter, if you want to know how to sign up for that, you go onto my angeliccelestialcolours.co.uk website. Will be in the description box below. You go to the home page, you go to the bottom of the home page, and it just says, it asks for your email address. You put that in and bingo, it's there. That's all you've got to do. It's not difficult. And we send it out once a month, never more than once a month. And those of you that follow me a lot know often we miss a month as well because we're busy, but we try and do it regularly. So no chakras, only one archangel, no yellow, also no elements. Again, no elements at all. Fire, earth, water, air, cosmos, not represented at all within the top 11. So again, that's an area of opportunity to bring some teaching in on that, and I can do that. I would also like to say that the one chakra that didn't make it anywhere near the top 11, but the one that features the most highly, you will be glad to hear, was the heart chakra, the pink lotus spray. But that was like somewhere like number 17 or 18. You know, it was doing all right, but you know, the chakras need attention. Okay, all of our chakras need attention. For the new year, I will just say this. One of the things that I plan to do, and I think I mentioned this last year, is I would like to bring through a set of 5, which we're going to call the Eastern Wave. I've been talking about this wave from east to west for a while. Last video I made, I said I also felt it was linked into deities and belief systems from the east. We've already got represented Kuan Yin and Sanat Kumara. The next one we intend to produce will be Kali. In fact, I've got a prototype of the Kali spray somewhere. She's hiding, which is very unlike her. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, you see, she doesn't hide Kali. It's going to be in a red and a black bottle. Let me just have a little squirt of this now. Can't resist. I'm coming, she says. Yeah, she's coming quite quickly. So, and then it's going to be 5. So Kuan Yin, Sanat Kumara, Kali. I think probably Ganesh needs to be there, and Buddha is what I'm feeling. And then we've got Krishna as well. Anyway, I'm not quite sure, but that's something to look forward to for the year ahead. Okay, guys, drum roll. I should have got my drum, but I have actually got this instead. It's like Tinkerbell. Shall we do the top 11? Let's do the top 11. At number 11, I want a drum. At number 11, we have got Ashtar, Commander Ashtar. I'm really glad that Ashtar made it into the top 11. It's one of my favourite sprays, actually. I love this spray. What do I want to say about Ashtar at 11? Firstly, let's spray it. Okay. By the way, there are channeled messages for all of the sprays on the website. So what I've printed out is those channeled messages, and I'm not going to read all of it, but I am just going to pick up a couple of bits. So here we go. It says, Ashtar, I am a galactic ambassador going where the Creator sends me, to planets of great need, and to your Earth, which has been sending out cries of help for decades. For each one of you who called me in, I was able to move one step closer to the greater whole of humanity, waiting for the time more would be ready to remember. That time is now. I come in peace. I come in love. I come in unity. I come because you called me. I can look however you wish to perceive me. You have learnt this from the angels, no? That spirit takes many forms. We appear as you expect us to appear. But in truth, we can shapeshift into any form, texture, colour, frequency, or sound. You are also able to shapeshift. Again, more of that another time, but the ability is within you. I primarily come to you on the silver and the blue rays. I am comfortable there. Yes, even commanders of the universe have their place of familiarity. Yet do not put me into a box similar to the one that you are breaking out of. There is no box. There is just expansion, freedom, evolution, growth, and light. So much light, it can be blinding. That is why I often shield you from the full extent of it. Your circuitry needs to rewire, and it will, to see me as I really am. Even those who have documented how we look have only seen one suit. We wear many. What you call the alien race, but I prefer to call the galactic race, can be small, large, smooth, furry, bright, matte, hard, soft, fluid, flexed, humanoid looking, or simply cellular. Do not label us. This is an old earth habit that needs to end. Our tribe is many, varied, but all magnificent expressions of creation. Come get to know us. Get used to me, because I am part of you. I offer you protection whilst you open up galactically, offering a safe passage through any portal or place or visitation. Through me, you will only meet those working for the light. I only offer light. I am Ashtar. It is time. Let us get to know each other. Welcome. Such powerful words. I mean, you know, I channel the words, but then I forget what I've written. I'm reading those, and that's only about a third of it. Brilliant. So, yeah, Ashtar's number 11, and I will be doing some work pretty soon with Louise, Psychic LJ. We're going to be doing some work with the Galactic Federation of Light and Commander Ashtar, because it's needed to bring the balance back into the whole discussion. There's been a lot of confusion, and a lot of people creating some smoke and mirrors that doesn't need to be there. So Ashtar is of light, and we will be doing more work with him soon. My voice always goes down an octave or two when I've got Ashtar around. It'd be interesting to know your experiences as well, and put the comments below when you've been using some of these sprays as well. I always feel a coolness coming in with Ashtar when he's around, and I also always associate him with the platinum silver light that you often see in the sky. I live on the coast, and the light sometimes is just so blinding, but it's not the yellow light of the sun. It's more of a bluey silver light. And you know, often it's hidden behind clouds. A lot of evidence, of course, that it's the ships that are behind the clouds. That's what he was really saying in part of that channeled writing, which is that the full extent, if we really saw it, would actually blow our circuits. So we have to get used to Ashtar bit by bit by bit. Okay, so Ashtar number 11, there he is, Commander Ashtar, one of the 3 ascended masters that are in the top 11. Number 10 is Mother Mary. Mother Mary. I have to say that Jesus, the Christ light energy, did not make it into the top 11. So Mary, Mother Mary, was the one who did, though. Okay. She comes in terms of the colour energies, in this rather lovely pinky violet blue bottle. And they are just the palest, softest colours. I just love that colour combination. Feels very much linked into unconditional love, very soothing for the heart. And we called the Mother Mary spray, let me spray it, Harbour Light. And I did videos, particularly at the start of the pandemic, so this might be going back over 12 months. We did some work, for those of you that might remember, about Mother Mary offering us a safe harbour, linked into when we're forced into lockdown or asked to be in lockdown, or even hopefully post-pandemic days, because I do believe that 2022 will see the ending of a lot of what we've been going through, but I'll do that another day in another video. But, you know, in the future, you know, when we just have to stay home, or, I don't know, we break our leg and then we can't move, you know, it's trying to remember that our home, with Mary's help, can be the safe harbour, but she also is the safe harbour herself. Her energy invites you back to sit with her, to find comfort with her, to be heard, to be acknowledged, to be held. And what I was always shown with Mary when she first came through and wanted to work with us as a community was the light on in the window, okay? The light on in the window, and the light never goes out. She's always available. For those of us that maybe have had difficult relationships with our own mothers, or we find mothering difficult, maybe we are mother to a child as well, or a stepmom, you know, again, her guidance can be invaluable, as well as those of us that aren't very good at being able to mother ourselves. So again, this comes into the theme of 2022, which is self-care, looking after self. If you've never been shown how to do that, or you've never grown up with an example, a healthy example of how to do that, then she can help you to learn that and coax you into good habits and good behaviours. I will just show you briefly, because I've got it down here, I can't resist. You know that I'm doing the Christ Consciousness deck and writing the words at the moment to go with the deck, but the paintings are all done, and at some point these will all be coming up for sale, but I want to show the depiction of Mother Mary, which I haven't shown on camera before. Before I show it to you, I asked Jane to paint Mother Mary in a very everyday, normal, modern setting. And what I was shown, what she showed me, was she wanted to, I'm English, okay, so we always have our cups of tea, but actually this is more like a Moroccan cup of tea. I wanted her there as somebody you could go to sit and have tea with. So that's the depiction that we've got, and it's this. Okay, so I'll just put that up so you can see that. It's beautiful, isn't it? So anyway, more of that another day as well. But Mary, number 10. Anything else you want to say? It's about learning to mother ourselves, she said, and the template of the Divine Mother also coming in around the whole world. She says it's as though the whole world needs a mother's touch right now. The whole world needs its brow soothed. The whole world needs to be told it's going to be okay. The whole world needs to be held. And her energy very much feels as though it's wanting to help with that. Yeah, beautiful. And very soft, you know, very, very soft. Ashtar, if we compare the two, you know, the Ashtar energy feels, in terms of texture, it's more sharp, you know, angular. It's sharp, it's angular, it's focused in that way. That the Mother Mary energy is soft, enveloping. Are the words I would use. All right. Okay, so we're up to number 9. I think I need to do this again. Number 9. Make sure I've got all my numbers right. Yes. This was what's interesting about these top 11 sprays is there aren't many that were in the last time I did this. There aren't many that still feature, but this one does. I think this might have been, I can't remember off the top of my head. Was white maybe the number 1 last time I did this? It was certainly in the top 3. Anyway, now it's number 9, white light. I love this spray. I have to say, this is a spray that I use all of the time. It's my go-to. You can't go wrong with white light. This is the thing. As a healer, you cannot go wrong with white light. There are other colours that you can use in healing or in meditation, or even just in terms of wearing, you know, as a colour, that aren't necessarily harmful, but aren't necessarily going to benefit you as much as something like white light can. White light, whatever your mood, whatever the state you're in, generally will be a helper, will be a salve. So let's just spray this one, white light. See what we want to say about white light. It's an Archangel Metatron spray, this one. It's one of the first sprays I think that we brought through. Stayed pretty much as a, it's always going to be a key player, white. Yeah, I've linked it in with the Merkaba energy as well. Those of you that work with Merkaba, it's very good for helping to activate that. It can't do it for you because in terms of Merkaba work, which again is a whole other video in its own right, and I have done one in the past, look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to be in a higher state of consciousness to activate your Merkaba. To be in a higher state of consciousness to activate your Merkaba, you have to be clear. You have to have a purified energy around you. And what the white ray does is it brings in purity and cleansing. Okay, it's a great cleanser. Great also in terms of just everyday life, for when you may be feeling confused or conflicted, can't see the wood for the trees, the white ray can just come in and clear. Okay, so again, clearing. It's also a good space cleanser. You know, it's a good space cleanser. We have got another spray that's very good for that specific purpose, which is the white sage. Okay, this actually I think was number 12. This nearly did make the top list. So white sage, you know about sage in terms of clearing a room. So this is our version of it. But again, the white spray also does a good job. But I tend to use this one more for me personally. Okay, so downloading white light into the cells, downloading white light into the chakras to give them a good clean through, you know. At times such as portals, full moons, new moons, any times where you're wanting to do some sort of ceremonial work where you're literally clearing the decks, okay. So it's a great cleansing spray. That's number 9, which is white. Put that there. Brilliant all-rounder is what Metatron is saying. He's saying that's the word to describe it. It's a brilliant all-rounder. Okay, number 8. I'm really, really glad to see this spray in position number 8, because boy, do we need it. Boy, do we need it. It's the higher self spray. Okay, the higher self spray. Beautiful colours. Look at those colours. Gold and purple. Gold and purple colour. Very majestic, very regal, reminding you that you are majestic, that you are regal. Often also colours that are very associated with leadership. So again, it's putting you firmly in control of your own destiny, firmly in control of your own life, firmly in control of your own decision-making process. It helps you to be able to trust your gut, listen to your instinct, rather than always go to some external source rather than the internal source, which is your own higher self. I know that, you know, when we start off, it can be very daunting to not go to an external source and to trust ourselves. And the higher self can feel as though, well, what is that? And who is that? And how do I access that? But it's within you. It's not separate from you. It's not a case of how do I find it? It's just a case of going into the zone, going into a place of stillness and quietness, and a place of trust, and a place of faith, and a place of alignment, and asking for it to be so. And why this is an Archangel Metatron higher self spray is because he is the bridge that helps to take you back to yourself. Metatron as a being, as an ascended master, this would apply to all of them. They don't want you worshipping at their feet. They want you to be understanding your own divinity within yourself. So certainly Metatron, he's the bridge back to yourself. But we all need a bit of hand-holding along the way, okay? So let me just spray this one. Higher Self. Can't remember when this one came out. It's quite a recent edition. And in the words that I wrote for this one of the things that I've put was, I mentioned Socrates. And I said, Socrates once posted that to really know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. Centuries later, as a species, we still need to hear and understand these words to really know thyself. Okay, so it's a great one for meditation. You could maybe spray it at night before you go to bed, asking to be shown different aspects of yourself maybe, or be able to receive guidance from yourself. A nice little nod to this one is that it was actually inspired by one of my Heart Squad channelings. It was actually inspired by Prince. And again, the nod to purple. So I can't remember which Prince channeling it was, but he was talking about the higher self and the need to trust that. So there's a nod to him in this as well. It also says here, seeking external advice is not frowned upon by Metatron. It can help you grow. It can aid you in adding to your library of knowledge. But you're being asked to hone your discernment, your knowing, and to learn to lean on yourself more. Okay, to learn to lean on yourself more. We've also got with on this spray the seed of life, piece of sacred geometry, which links to the 7 days of creation and the start of a whole new journey where you really start to learn more about yourself. What makes you tick? What brings you joy? What puts you into and out of alignment on your journey? Okay. It's got quite an exotic smell, this one. It's got yang yang, pink lotus and rose absolute. Quite expensive oils actually within this one. So I think I'm right in saying, I hope I'm right in saying this, we have got, then it's not in the shop yet, but we have, we've got a beautiful candle that is going to be coming on sale soon. And it's pretty sure it's a higher self candle, but the essential oils in it are, oh my God, they are exquisite. They are top notch. They are, they're really expensive as well, but the ingredients are really, really amazing. And the candle is amazing. And it's going to be in the shop soon. But, you know, it's a little bit off, a while off yet. So a few weeks or so maybe even a month or so. So But anyway, that's coming. All right, so that's higher self, number 8. Okay, let's see what's number 7. What is number 7? Ah, yeah, number 7, quite a recent addition. We are going with the red ray for number 7. Oh, sorry for those of you that wore headphones. You've all just woken up. Perfect, actually, because red is an energy that wakes us all up, okay? It stimulates, okay? It's like, oh, what the hell was that? So, red ray, but it comes in via ancestral healing. Ancestral healing is number 7, okay? Comes in the red because it links into the bloodline, okay? The bloodline, the base chakra, where we often store our wounding linked into our family lines, okay? Generational energy, ancestral energy. So yeah, number 7 is the ancestral healing spray. And what do I want to say about this? Firstly, let's give it a spray. The thing with Metatron, what he teaches, is that our ancestors bring us both gifts and blessings. You know, there may have been somebody in your family line that was an amazing, I don't know, musician or artist or writer, or was very empathic, was a wise woman or a wise man. And you have these gifts, and they're often hovering around us, trying to help us hone the skills that have been passed down the family line as well. Our ancestors are around us all the time. And one of the things that came through, I did a whole video on this, so maybe I will link this below because I can remember it. It was quite recent. It was quite a big body of work I did on ancestral healing. And I think we brought a meditation through as well. And I talked a lot about this spray and how it was created. But you know, it's not your job to heal every ancestor. It's more the fact that you're healing the aspect of yourself that still has that trait or has that addiction or has inherited something that maybe is dysfunctional. So by nature, by you healing yourself, you help heal them. But you know, it's the Socrates thing. It's just about knowing thyself. It's working on thyself. So just some of the words that go with this one. It says, for truly we carry our ancestry within us anyway, within our hearts, within our DNA, within our water, within our blood. For us to be healthy and happy, we need them to be also. And this means sending them love, remembering them fondly, and for us to wish them well. It also means not seeing them always as stuck in one script or story or trauma that befell them, as that traps them to that identity, but to start to see them as the flower whose petals are opening to reveal more of who they truly were and are. As they grow in spirit, so do you. Nothing is static, everything is fluid. And so to free them from the shackles of their story frees them from that one snapshot of who they were. Using this spray helps in the ritual of remembering, rejoicing, reflecting and honouring them, and provides a key to unlock the past to free up the future. The oils that this one has got in it are quite interesting. It includes myrrh, vetiver, cinnamon, clove and galbanum. All of the sprays also have a crystal essence that is made usually around a full moon or a new moon or a bright sunny day. And the crystals, the essence of the crystals is also always included in the blurb in the shop. You can look at that. This one, for example, has got fossilized seashell with druzy, petrified wood, smoky quartz, hematite and ammonite, for example. Okay, so the crystal essence making, again, is just another part of the work that you don't see but goes on behind the scenes. When I first started making these sprays myself back in, I think it was 2012, I used to have, it was funny actually looking back on it, I had bowls and bowls of like water and crystal essences up on my balcony outside my bedroom window. I've got a big balcony. But then, of course, as the sprays started to sell more and more, it got a bit unmanageable. I was like balancing these big bowls of crystals and water. But, you know, now that's done in where Spray HQ is, basically. So it's just another aspect of the work, but all of the sprays do have a crystal essence with them. And it's an important part of what they are and the energy that they hold. Okay, where are we up to? We're up to number 6, spiritual protection. Right, let me just have a little bit of drink. Number 6, spiritual protection. This definitely made the top 10 when I read last time on this. So I'm not going to say too much about it. I think it's probably pretty self-explanatory. This is a great one for the toolkit. It helps you to protect your auric space, your energy field from the negativity, the toxicity, the sludge that is out there in terms of everyday life. It's one that can be used every day before bed or first thing in the morning. I would put this on if, for example, I was going somewhere where there was a lot of people. I was walking into some sort of situation where I knew I was going to be picking up other people's energy. So maybe those of you that have to travel, for example, on public transport, or you're in busy offices or busy cities, we don't realise it, but we're walking around, and unless our aura is very protected, we can be picking up stuff from other people all of the time. Those of us that are empaths are very good at being able just to pick stuff up. Again, I'm not going to elaborate too much because I've done videos on all of this stuff. Again, I will link a video below which is called Spiritual Armour of God, where I talk about this spray. I also talk about the Armour of God, which is, we sell these little cards as well to remind you. The Armour of God is putting on and asking to put on the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the belt of truth, the shield of faith, the sword of the Spirit, and feet that walk in peace. So the Armour of God and the spiritual protection spray every day is just good medicine. I'm hearing the word, it's good medicine. It just helps your physical body, your spiritual body, your auric body to stay in this sort of bubble of light that will help ward off a lot of the grunge that's out there. Okay. All right, so that is number 6. I'm going to pause the camera now to go and get myself another hot drink, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the top 5. All right, guys, much love. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I needed that caffeine. Also quite glad because I just have remembered that 8th of January is David Bowie and Elvis's anniversary of death, so rest in peace to both of them. And also I was just watching the video back of what I've already been saying, and you might have been wondering why I have got this oracle deck that looks a little bit different from the one that you might have bought, because actually the Archangel Metatron oracle deck was probably about the 5th or 6th highest selling thing in the shop as well last year. This, I'm going to open this on camera. This is the Russian version. I don't know why I've never wanted to take it out of the cellophane, but I mean, it's stuffed, isn't it? I don't know why. So let's just open it on camera. So yeah, a Russian publisher have published this, and with permission, obviously, from Jophiel. And I think also there's a French version coming out soon. But yeah, this is the Russian version. So I just want to have a little look and see how different it is. It is different in terms of the box. The box is different. The box opens differently. Hold on, let me get the lid off. What am I doing? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. It's just so weird seeing it in a different language. Oh, they've done it really differently. Look, the cards are a different size as well. Comes in a box like this. Oh, I love it. I mean, it's different from the UK version or the English version, the American version, whatever you want to call it. They've done a different size. They've done a different size card. How interesting. They're more that size. Oh, they're so sweet. Oh, I love them. I love them. Look at it. Sorry, I mean, that really puts a smile on my face. I mean, I like all versions of it, because the The version that you've got, if you've bought the deck, they're bigger than this. I don't know where my deck is. I can't think off the top of my head. But they're rather lovely, aren't they? Yeah, because that's the Mother Mary. Mother Mary in Russian. Love it. Anyway, that's what that box is there. Let me just put this back and then we'll get into the top 5. I don't know whether I've got the link for the Russian set. Anybody that really wants it, let me know. I think I have somebody on Instagram I know who will be able to tell you. But anyway, there we go. Russian Metatron and other Metatron. Metatron, of course, is universal. Right, let's get to number 5. It is the only Archangel other than Metatron in the top 11. Who do you think it is? Yes, you are correct. I can hear you all saying back at me, Archangel Michael. Of course it's Michael. I mean, I love all the Archangels, but again, where's Raphael? I mean, you know, it was a year of sickness and infection. So Raphael would have been a good one to bring in, and still is, of course. We're not out of the woods yet. So remember Archangel Raphael and the Green Ray. It's a great one to use if you're feeling under the weather. But yeah, number 5 is Archangel Michael. And of course, Michael comes in on the blue ray. He comes in on the blue ray. What do I want to say about Archangel Michael? It's just he's just a constant presence, isn't he? Constant presence, constant protection, constant strength, truth, clarity, all of that. Who doesn't like Archangel Michael? I mean, for goodness sake. So let me just get the words that go with him. And I'm going to just read this because I just want to. Okay, so these are the channeled words. Not all of them, but a bit of them. I am within the walls of your own home, keeping you dry and warm. I am in or around the car or plane as you travel. I am there for the big and the small things, and am around your amazing earth too. Many on your planet need to learn truths and to aspire to a higher standard of living and being for all. Let me help you to inspire others with your clarity, which can be crystal clear. Be the voice of peace in a crowd of anger. Be the resolute warrior in a group of lost souls. Be the speaker of truths to those who are ready to hear. Be the ears prepared to listen to those less fortunate. Be the mouthpiece for those that cannot talk for themselves, including young children and animals, those with dementia or who are otherwise rendered speechless. Be the safe place in the storm for others to shelter with. Be the quiet, still voice when others around you give their misguided advice. Be my ambassador here on earth. Be my voice piece, for I wish to work through and connect with you. For I see you, I hear you, I listen to you. I am Archangel Michael and all is well. This spray shouldn't be used if you have epilepsy, by the way, because it has all of the anything that you need to watch out for in terms of health conditions. It's all on our website. You can check that. But this one does have a note if you have epilepsy not to use this one. I can't remember off the top of my head which essential oil it is. But this one's got angelica, hyssop, geranium, thyme, melissa, yarrow and hyacinth in it. It's really, really beautiful. I just love Michael's energy and we need him. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about this year of 2022 being a battle, and indeed I've used that terminology as well. Spiritual warriors, battle. But remember that even though times are tough at the moment and it does feel as though we're all up against it, that with Michael around us, the battle doesn't have to be as hard. We can make it harder by thinking that we're going to go into something which is more difficult than it actually is when we get there. Okay, and I'm talking about our personal lives now. Think about something like a job interview and you build it up into your mind that it's going to be terrible, and they're going to ask me this question and I'm not going to be able to answer it, or I'm going to have a panic attack, or I'm going to look like a fool, or whatever, It's like going into the dragon's den type energy. So with Michael, he can just help to soften that so that actually, it doesn't have to be so full on as that, Ask him to go in with you, to put you into your strength, to put you into your sovereignty. But remember that, some battles don't have to be as hard as we make them. Okay, that's what I want to say about that one. Okay, so Archangel Michael is number 5. Blue ray, bring it on. Always are going to need Michael in our tool bag, as I call it. Right, number 4. What's really interesting about the top 4 is that we've got 3 Ascended Masters in the top 4. And number 4 is a very new spray. So it's pretty impressive that she has made her way right up to number 4. It's Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. Going back to what I was saying at the beginning, that I'd like to do this Eastern wave set, the top 5 from the East. We have Kuan Yin, and Kuan Yin comes in on this beautiful olive green, lime green ray, okay, the green ray of healing. Kuan Yin is all about mercy and compassion, mercy and compassion. When my husband got COVID, I haven't had it yet, actually, but I mean, I probably will at some point, because everyone's going to probably get it at some point. But when John had it last year, the Kuan Yin spray was the one that I really turned to. If I'm totally honest, it was also because we'd just launched it. and there was a part of me which was like, right, okay, let's see what you can do. And she just brought such softness into the home and such gentleness, and just held us, and definitely brought in this most very powerful healing ray. So Kuan Yin, that spray, is a dearly loved Ascended Master associated with many Eastern traditions, particularly revered in China, Japan, and other parts of Asia. She's both a divine goddess and an enlightened Buddhist Bodhisattva. Sorry, I know I've said it wrong. She chose to stay to guide humanity here on Earth. Fierce and loving protector, said to watch over farmers, seafarers, travellers. She embodies both masculine and feminine, although we see her in a feminine form here. And these are some of the words that I channeled through for her. Okay. Let me hold you and soothe you in my healing waters, washing away that which is wrong and bringing into balance that which is not. Allow me to help you as you help others, to remind you of the importance of a soft heart and soft stance in the body, mind and soul, to not allow the world or personal circumstances to harden or betray you, but to keep your heart wide open and to work always from there. To be guided by me is to help you to see the best in yourself and in others, to show compassion and love to all, to see each person as a reflection of the divine and part of you and the greater whole. By demonstrating love and mercy in your words, thoughts and deeds, you carve a path of righteousness that others can follow and adopt. This path is laden with gold and fallen petals, fragrant with my scent, and open to all who strive to be a better person, to create a more loving planet, to leave it more enhanced than you found it, to have walked with grace and touched each portion of the life that you led with beauty. Oh, those are really lovely words. Love that. Okay, so yeah, Kuan Yin. There's much more to come with Kuan Yin. Let's just spray and see what message she wants to bring through today. Kuan Yin. I've got a song. And I don't know who sang it. It's what the world needs now is love, sweet love. I don't know who sang that one. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's just all comes back to the heart. Very much about opening up the heart space and staying soft. It's as though she's saying the world as a consequence of trauma, stress, shock, challenge, oppression, there's a portion of the world that's hardened its hearts over the last year. And the job now is to soften, 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 open, 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 to love more, not less, to love all in equal measure. And it's divine love, it's unconditional love. You know, she was the enlightened one who was offered the chance to get off the wheel of life, and she came back to help us. So she holds a very, very high vibration of grace and love, and it all comes back down to love. Soft, feminine power. It makes me want to, not that I can, but it makes me want to jump on a plane and go to Asia or Japan or China and just immerse myself in the culture and the energy and the scent and the sights, because it's about opening up to other cultures. It's about opening up to other ways of being. It's opening up to other traditions, opening up to other ways of seeing life, seeing the greater scheme of life. East meets West. You know, we've got both Kuan Yin and we've also got Mother Mary in the set. Two powerful feminine forces for good in our world. East meets West is what I feel with both of them. And I'm now being shown the different chambers of the heart and also the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. And it's like when we truly start to work in unity with all aspects of ourself, then we're able to work with all aspects of each other. So it's the harmonization of the different aspects within ourself as well that bring about the harmonization within the greater world. That's the key, that's the secret. So just like this, there's a very holy, reverent, graceful energy that comes in with Kuan Yin. And she softens it all down, softens all the chatter. Rather than stoking the fires, she's helping to calm them. She's often depicted with water, I know. So again, I'm seeing the waves, the calming of the waves. Beautiful, beautiful energy, Kuan Yin, number 4. Okay, are you ready for top 3? Are you ready for top 3? I am. What is in 3rd position would have been in 1st position the year I didn't do this top 10 countdown. Okay, so it's held its own, and there's probably very obvious reasons why it's held its own. The number 3 top selling spray and energy that we've all been dipping into is one that might not surprise you. Meta Pirate. This is our antiviral master spray. Again, I've done a video on all of this in terms of why it was created, how it came in. I will link it below if you are interested. It is our version of what's called pirate oil or thieves oil. It's known by different names around the world. This is our own blend based on it, but it's not the same, okay? And there's a big history associated with this particular blend of essential oils, which was used in the time of other plagues and, viruses that scooped over the earth. And this includes, for example, thyme, cinnamon, spikenard, rosemary, lemon, Buddha wood, plus a few other things. And I think those of you that are buying it, and I use it as well, if I'm going somewhere where I know I'm going to be with a lot of people or I'm traveling, I will put this around my aura, and I do it with intention. And my words are coming back to me now because it's a long time ago since I channeled all this stuff. But I think in the video where I first showed you this, we did some sort of meditation where we put ourselves into a cube. And it's funny, actually, I sat down at my desk today, and for some reason, I don't know where it is now, there was a little, oh, here it is. This little quartz cube was really calling at me, and I've got so many crystals around me, and I was like, what? Why are you wanting to come in? There's actually something in this cube. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, probably not. There's actually a shape that's appeared in that cube, and I would say, what does that look like to me? It looks like a pair of wings. And now I'm turning it over and it looks like a bird flying. It's changing shape as I hold it to the camera. It's funny, I keep saying I want to get the crystal ball, and this has almost got like the qualities of a crystal ball. This used to be completely clear quartz, and there's definitely a shape forming in this crystal, which is interesting, because I think I was talking about the cube, which is to do with safety and security in its base chakra, and spraying the metapyrite and imagining this cube around ourselves. Okay, imagining the cube around ourselves. And it's for protection. It's to help ward off, you know, all the bugs. Oh, God, I should have just read this, instructions for use. I mean, at least it says that I do sort of remember what I do bring through. It says spray above the head and stand as droplets descend into and around your aura. Visualize it forming an energetic shield around you. And then this energetic shield becomes a cube. It becomes a hexahedron, which is one of the platonic solids. You are within the cube, you're shielded, but you're also able to stand on top of the cube, still shielded. And this enables you to breathe the air that is pure, uncontaminated, and clean. Metatron says, even in a room full of people, the energy will seek out a pocket of healthy air to bring towards you. With this cube-like structure around you and part of you, you are also connected to the earth and its ability to regenerate and turn waste into green shoots of new life. The cube also represents a block through which anything that seeks to attack you is impeded. And as you do this practice daily, the cube will become more resistant, reinforced and impenetrable by any lower energy, yet be intelligent enough to allow anything in that is beneficial and healing. Okay, that is all on my website, the instructions for use. I'd forgotten that they were even there. As I say, I just use it intuitively. I actually have one in my car all of the time as well. Because, you know, I'm always at the supermarket. I'm shopping for myself. I'm shopping for my mum. So often I will just give myself a little squirt when I've been into the supermarket, as an example. And again, you know, so far it's worked. So far I haven't come down with anything, and we're 2 years in now. Doesn't mean I can't get it. You know, if I'm meant to get it, I will, because I've said all along that COVID is a master teacher. So when it wants to teach you something, it's going to teach it to you. But it's definitely kept me okay so far. And hopefully, even if, you know, you do get it, it helps to speed up the process of healing without taking away the lessons. So again, when John was ill, I was spraying this all around his bed. I would sage. I've done a video on this called When COVID Came to Our Door, but I've talked about saging the bed. But equally, I also use this, and I used it around, you know, all the whole room, basically, is what I want to say. I used it around the whole room, and it protected both of us. Metapyrite, number 3. And obviously, in terms of the colour, brown. Okay, brown, the earth, grounding, nature, the trunk of the tree, all of that, okay? Earthy colours. So we're into the top 2. And this is interesting. What is in the second position? I wasn't actually sure what to even say about it, because hand on heart, this spray, even though it's the second most popular spray, I still, when I say I struggle with it, I still don't completely understand it. I'm just going to hold my hands up to that. I don't have to understand all aspects of it, because if it's an ascended master energy, which it is, there are layers upon layers upon layers. And this particular ascended master is not one that I grew up with. It's not one that I knew anything about, really. It kept being requested, and eventually I said, okay, we'll do it. And it's almost as though I've dipped my toe into the water with it, but you know, there's still so much more to come. So this morning, I'm going to be honest, when I sat down to do this video, I was a little bit nervous about getting to this moment, number 2. And I thought, what the hell am I going to say about this spray? Because I don't know what to say. And then the Ascended Master, who I'll reveal who it is in a moment, said they drew my attention to a deck of cards I've got over there. And it's a deck that one of you has sent me. I don't even know if they're for sale, so I'll give you a shout out. I don't even know they're for sale. They're called Let the Light In. I assume they're for sale. I don't know. It's just a personal deck that I've got. And 2 cards fell out. And straight away I understood what I had to say for the number 2 spray. Right, I'll show you the cards and I'll show you the spray. Number 2 is Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumara. Now, let me get my words that I channeled at the time for Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumara will be in the Eastern Wave set that we eventually end up producing. I've said here that Sanat Kumara energy is multifold and it almost doesn't want to be labelled as one thing. Sanat Kumara himself has many roles and is tied into many different legends and beliefs. In all variations, he holds the energy of universal love. He's linked to ancient Lemuria. He's linked into Hinduism, where he's very revered as a rishi, an enlightened sage or yogi. In Buddhism, he is revered. In Christianity, the prophet Daniel is believed to be referring to Sanat Kumara, whom he called the Ancient of Days. In Zoroastrianism, I hope I pronounced that correctly, he is their supreme god. In newer consciousness circles, he's said to lead the Great White Brotherhood and also to be the twin flame energy of Lady Venus. This spray we've called Love and Light Activation. Okay, that's what we sort of boiled it down to. When it was requested as a spray, one of the requests was really for it, the twin flame aspect of it all, love, in all its multi-glory. I very nearly called it a twin flame spray, but I thought, no, but that's just one aspect, it's one small little aspect, and it felt almost sacrilegious and disrespectful in terms of all the other aspects of Sanat Kumara. But this morning, when I was thinking, what do I say about this? What do I say about Sanat Kumara? I will spray it. The 2 cards that I got, and this is going to make particular sense to those of you that follow me on Instagram, where I did a little video where I talked about my favourite trees in the New Forest near where I live. And they are 2 trees that are together but separate. They're not twisted and gnarled and codependent as they would be in the image from the Metatron Oracle deck, which shows the codependency energy, which is 2 trees all sort of snarled together and they can't grow. That's not love, that's like just codependency. So these 2 trees that I love in the New Forest are standing apart but together, they're strong. I did a little video on it. This morning, these are the 2 cards that I pull. I didn't even know these cards were in the deck because, as I say, it's a gift somebody sent me. They're the 2 trees. Let me tell you what they say. This one says, open to unconditional love, i.e. where are you blocking it? Where are you blocking it? Okay, Sanat Kumara, love and light activation. Where are you blocking the light that wants to come through? And then this one, says, be open to all that is unseen. Be open to all that is unseen. What it's saying to me, let me put them up. What it's saying to me is that you can't see, you might not be able to see the great love that you have either within yourself or within your own relationship that you've already got, but you haven't yet got to that depth. Or it could be that there's a great love on the horizon that you can't yet see. Okay, but just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there and it's not going to rise like the sun. You have to believe it for it to manifest and to appear. As I say, either within an existing situation, if that's what you want, or within something new. So I knew straight away this was a nod to the twin flame energy, soulmate energy, whatever the other words are that you wish to label great love as. Okay, so that's what I feel he's coming through as today. But let's just spray this again, and let's feel into the energy of the number 2 energy. And again, beautiful pink, pale pink. Oh my God, I love the smell of this. I mean, that is... it's interesting, isn't it? Because I said I've got a bit of a block with this one. I don't know why I haven't been using it, but I haven't. I haven't. And I've smelt it. It's like, wow, that is beautiful. It has got patchouli. No wonder it's the number 2. Patchouli, rose, jasmine, ginger, olive. Oh, sorry, why did I say olive? It hasn't got olive. It's got orange, vanilla, and narcissus. Tracy, why did I say olive? Maybe there's another variation to come of this bottle where it's pink and olive green. Tracy's now wanting to shoot me because we've just ordered a whole load of new bottles. But anyway, I don't know, I said olive for some reason. The olive tree is about planting seeds for the future, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it smells gorgeous. Those of you, this is an energy system. Those of you that can smell this across the waves, because I know it happens. Oh, it's just the most amazing, beautiful thing. Of course it is. It's love. It's unconditional love. It's divine love. It's like, why are we blocking that? I love the fact it's in the number 2 position. I love the fact that it's there. Wow. I've fallen in love with Sanat Kumara again. Okay. It says, you may wish to call Sanat Kumara in to deepen existing bonds of love where there is still mutual consent. Help call in your soulmate or your divine counterpart. Help understand the twin flame journey and where you are on it, as well as better understand your twin. Channel and connect into love connection energy if you are a reader or a healer. Get ready for love appearing in your life, clearing the blocks and softening your walls to allow love in. This is the thing about the hardened heart. Let down your defenses. Be shown love in all its forms, to bring light into the darkness and heal it with love, to bring in unity, to walk in love, talk in love, and be love, to ignite the flame of love in ourselves. One of the crystals that this has got within it is the Sintamani stone. And Sintamani stone has many legends attached to it, and it is said to be a wish-fulfilling stone within both Hindu and Buddhist traditions, equivalent to the philosopher's stone. I actually think I saw a post yesterday on that crystal. I don't have it in my possession because, as I say, I don't make the crystal essence anymore, but Sintamani stone. Maybe I'll get myself one. Right, there we go. That's number 2. So there's our lineup. We're just waiting for our number 1, which some of you might have guessed. But let's just do a rundown from 11 to 1. Number 11, Commander Ashtar. Galactic Federation, all of that. Number 10, Mother Mary, Harbour Light, softness, gentleness, love, Divine Mother. Number 8, White Light, cleansing, cleansing, clearing, clearing, clarity, clarity, amplification, purification, or the all-rounder. Number 7, I got it wrong. Got it wrong, hold on. Yeah, I got them wrong. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I'm just having a little moment, guys. 11, 10, 9, 8. Oh, no, I'm right. Number 8, higher self, purple and gold, tuning into what you know within yourself, tuning into your higher self, meditation, all of that. Number 7, ancestral healing, base chakra, bloodline, calling on them, knowing that they're there, helping to heal the stuff in your family line. But more than anything, they're there to be with you, to help you, to guide you. Number 6, spiritual protection, silver sword of truth. Quite like the fact, now I look at this, that number 5 is Archangel Michael, besides spiritual protection, because they sort of go rather nicely together. Archangel Michael, warrior angel, strength, protection also. Number 4, Kuan Yin, goddess of mercy, compassion, divine feminine. Number 3, Metapirate, antiviral, helping to keep us well. protect us from all the lurgies and bugs out there. Number 2, Sanat Kumara, love, love, love. Number 1 is a very well-deserved and very pronounced lead, Merlin. By quite a long way, actually. By quite a long way, Merlin. By quite a long way, but also this is quite a new spray. So I can't remember when we did launch this, but it certainly wasn't last January. So the fact that this is number 1, this is way ahead of the pack. What do I want to say? In terms of the colours we've chosen, I don't know if it's really showing very well in my light. Yeah, I think it does there. Blue and green. It's like blue and green. He wanted some of the colours of the elements. And so we've got blue and green. I think at the moment the Merlins that are going out are just in a green bottle because we've had problems with supply, as I said right at the start of this. But it doesn't matter, you know, Merlin and green goes pretty well in my book as well. So Merlin, connection and mentorship ascended master spray. I actually channeled through a beautiful poem, I suppose, which I'm going to read again to you in a moment. But before I do that, I'd just like us just to talk about Merlin for a little bit, as he is the number one energy. I mean, what it basically says is that we are desperate to tap into the magic. You know, I am, as you know, just starting to watch the series Merlin on TV. I'm catching up with it on Netflix. I'm watching 2 a night. Tonight is episode, I think I'm up to episode 14 or 15. And I've been taking a few notes. I mean, I've been enjoying it. I haven't been sitting there like totally taking notes, but, you know, just a couple of key words that have been coming out of maybe each episode. And I'm learning a lot from it. It's also really interesting because, of course, in that TV series, you see him as the young boy who's learning his craft, who's stepping into his power, who's actually starting to understand that he does have magical ability and where it comes from. But more than anything, it's about, so far, him understanding the ethical framework of magic. There's no such thing as good magic or bad magic. There is just how the intention behind it is, how you use it and why you use it, and the moral code that has to flow through magic, and the responsibility that comes with magic as well, and the ego that can come into wanting to do good but then not realizing the consequences of that, and that everything has a consequence. You know, are you doing it for yourself or are you actually doing it for that other person? Some of the episodes so far, there was one about enchantment, for example, how we can all get very enchanted by something. Bewitched would be another word. And it's like, I do feel the world, for all sorts of reasons, has been under a bit of a mass hypnosis type spell energy over the last few years. And I think we are going to be snapping out of it. It's like I want to say the spell is starting to break down. It's starting to crumble. You might not be able to see it yet in your country, but I can feel it definitely here in the UK. So again, I'll do maybe another video on that. But again, this thing about bewitchment, enchantment, how easy it is to control others by controlling their mind, controlling how they see things. But yeah, just the complete responsibility that comes with magic, and very much about learning the craft, but equally the craft being within us, that we are the craft, because the craft is also about the elements, okay? And we are the elements. It's all within us. So, you know, when Merlin first came into my life, he did show me himself as the old wizard that we sort of see him as. I don't think you can see it on the camera because the camera won't be picking it up properly. But in this depiction, I just chose this picture from one of the stock images on Dreams Time. And I purchased it. But it looks more, somebody said it looks more like a female because maybe there are some curves there underneath the robe. I hadn't actually noticed that. But in retrospect, I quite like that, you know, that actually Merlin is everything, male, female, all of the elements, it's all within us. And there's a lot to come from him. There's a lot of teaching he wants to bring in. One of the things he's been saying to me recently is linked into that everything starts with a thought, and this ties in a little bit to what I want to bring through with Tesla as well. But you know, watching the movie or the series on Merlin, of course, you get into the discussion about, well, was he actually real? You know, was it just a myth? Wasn't it just some guy who, you know, wrote him into a book? And the point is that everything starts with a thought. We can conjure anything up. You can conjure Merlin up right now if you believe him to be real. Okay, what is real and what this is the realm of magic. It goes into what some people would call fantasy, but actually is just as real as this world that I'm in now, that I can touch and feel and smell and all the rest of it. So it's realm upon realm upon realm, layer upon layer upon layer, and it's just magic, total magic. So I'd like to just reread this ode or decree, I think I called it, because there is powerful activation, he says, within it, and he gave me these words. So we're going to read them, and then if there's anything else that wants to come through, we'll do that as well. So Merlin. Ready, guys? He who seeks with inquiring mind is thee who will find me in record time. I am but a breath away or a blink of an eye, with wisdom and treasures awaiting and primed. Find me in the river, find me in the creek. Seek me in the verdant grasses and the desert plain or lake, above the sky and in the earth below, in male and female, young and old. For I am all parts of you and you of me, wizardry beckons, let us learn to be. For magic awaits and alchemy too, in the right hands not of many but a trusted few. In my stewardship and in my grace, I will bring you face to face, with unexpected surprises, gifts galore, and old friends and new ways to explore and more. Elemental magic and spiritual lore, to toadstools, fairies, dragons, and more. I've got to show you something that's just come into my vision. Elemental magic and spiritual lore, toadstools, fairies, dragons, and more. Into my caves glistening with jewels, earth's precious treasures are ours to save. To be respected and cared for as we do, I expect only those who are honest and true. In the right hands are my own heady brews, not for the faint-hearted or the stubborn and stuck. My view of life will take them aback. But if you are ready and willing to take my hand, now, my dear, let's learn how to fly. Over countless dimensions and yes, timelines too. Anything is possible if you choose it too. Only for good, never for harm. My energy for humanity can make many balms. Into my stewardship, if you care to pass, will come fruits and beauty hard to surpass. From God we receive and for God we graciously serve. All are protected whilst under my gaze. Never abandoned and never alone. We will scale the highest peaks and the troubles of home. Into every subject, every decree, we can work on our magic and glorify thee. Not for personal gain or glorious reward. Our work is for all and transmutes all discord. By working for love and holy decree, I welcome you in with loving wise eyes. I wish to stand with you and let's take this prize. For life is a gift and great abundance is yours. We can weave magic together. There is no time to pause. So those were the words he gave me. And it was so funny. I was reading them. I've got a picture of my girls behind me. And I've got this little painting that somebody did of my dog, Bella. And it says, Bella holds the light on the back of it. And as I was reading the words, it's like Bella's face was just like coming bigger and bigger into my mind's eye. I was thinking, what was Bella doing over there? And I realised it was the picture. And it's really interesting because there's this thing with dogs and animals with Merlin. I mean, we are getting just some really interesting feedback from people with regard to animals. So those of you that work with animals or do animal healing, do call on Merlin because there's something there. And I guess my Bella must hold Merlin's energy as well, because it's like, I don't know, I'll go and have a chat with her off camera about that. Anyway, number one is Merlin, and he got there. He got right way to the top. I also love the fact that looking at the top 11 sprays, we have got Merlin, which by nature is a very earthy energy. Okay, it's of the earth, of the forests, of the streams, the fields, etc., the flowers, the herbs, all of that. And then the other end of the spectrum, we've got Ashtar and the galactics and the stars and the light. Okay, it just feels like we're cradling these 11 energies. It's like as above, so below. It's perfect, actually. It's absolutely perfect. So they were our top 11 energies that we all dipped into the most through last year. What will they be at the end of this year? I have no idea. But it'll be interesting to review again. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed that. I'll put the links below to videos that I think sort of tie in with some of the sprays that I've talked about if you missed it first time round, or you're new to my channel, or indeed you just want to rewatch. And obviously I'll put the shop as well if you want to purchase the sprays, but you don't have to. You know, this is really just an exercise because it's interesting, and it also gives me guidance in terms of, right, what do we do with this year? And I think one of the things that's coming very strongly is, again, the chakras. Let's focus on self-care, wellness, getting ourselves back into joy as well. Let's get those yellow rays going. You know, we want them right back up into the top 3 again. I mean, I would say that obviously Sanat Kumara does hold a little bit of it there, but you know, it's the pink, it's not the yellow. But so I'm sort of just trying to excuse the fact we haven't got any yellow showing anywhere. Right guys, lots of love. Thank you for all of your support, and I will be back soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye for now. Bye.